Yo, what is good, guys? It is Gentleman here, and I have another story time for you guys. A story time about a younger me, and in the peak ages of YouTube beef and controversy. So yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into it, guys. Back when I was in junior high, for gym class, we had these days where we wouldn't do anything, and like there was groups of like 4 different activities for each week, and you'd have to go up to all these different tables, stand in line, and decide like what activity you wanted to do for a certain week. You'd have to sign up for them, and you'd have to do that. I think you do it like twice a year, and just so like not all the kids were in the same place, and you got like kind of a say in what you wanted to do in gym class, and stuff like that. It was a whole thing where you'd have to try and plan with your friends, and it was very interesting. And by interesting, I of course mean not interesting in the slightest. I'm rambling, so I'm going to get into the actual story instead of talking about gym class and stuff like that. So anyways, I was just, going to these tables, trying to pick what stuff I wanted to do, just regular stuff. And I saw this kid going around with his phone. And at one year when I was in junior high, I think it was my last year of junior high, they like banned phones. Like they sent a contract home with us that we had to get our parents to sign and sign ourselves. We weren't allowed to use our phones, but I think this was the year before that, so not quite an issue yet. So this kid was going around with his phone, and he was talking to people. And I was kind of watching this while standing in these lines, and I'm like, what is he doing? And he makes his way around, and eventually he gets to me. And then he's like, hey, have you heard of Logan Paul? And I'm like, yeah, because he was pretty big in the news because of all the controversies surrounding him. So I'm like, yeah, I've heard of Logan Paul. He's like, okay, can you sign this petition for me? Like we really need to get him banned from YouTube. He's doing all sorts of terrible things, and the last thing he did was the last straw. And the last thing he did at this point was the whole forest incident. I'm not going to get into that because I'd feel like getting into that, and the specifics of it could get this entire channel terminated. Not really going for that, if I'm being honest. But I'm sure you guys have heard of that. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And he's like, all right, great, man, thank you. And then he just keeps going, and I can hear him. He's telling the same thing to other people. And I'm like, all right, that's interesting. And, I don't really think much of it. I don't go and sign a petition against Logan Paul because I frankly just don't care enough at this point. So I sign up for all my activities, and it takes me an entire gym period, the bell rings, and then we go back to class. And then, later on that day, I'm just in class, and then we hear an announcement over the intercom saying, like, we'll give him a name, we'll call him Sam. So we say, like, can Sam come to the office? And then he wasn't in my class, so I assume he went to the office, but I never heard anything about it. So I was just like, I wonder what that's about. And I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that he was like the guy who was asking me about Logan Paul earlier and him going to the office. Like, even if I did, I had no conceivable reason as to why those would be connected. So I don't really think much about it. And after school, I remember hanging out with my friend, and it got brought up. And I remember talking about like the fact that Sam had come up to me and like talked about Logan Paul and all that. I was like to my friend, oh yeah, he got called to the office today. Do you by any chance know what that was about? My friend was like, yeah, dude, I actually heard what that was about. And I'm like, okay, tell me, I'm interested. And so apparently a girl had caught him in the stairwell building like an actual shrine of Logan Paul and then setting it on fire. Like, I can't confirm this actually happened, but apparently a girl saw him doing this and then immediately went to get a teacher, and apparently one of the teachers saw it, so they confirmed it did exist, and they called him to the office for it, and I guess I had a talk with him about that. I don't know if it was because he was doing some sort of ritual or just because he started a fire in school, but both seem like decent reasons for that. So yeah, that was really interesting. I thought he was just I think the kid had a YouTube channel at the time, so I didn't know if he just had like a passing interest in YouTube and its drama. I thought he did when he was coming up to me with his petitions and whatnot, but apparently he had an actual vendetta against Logan Paul and tried to kill him through some sort of ritual, I guess. So that was really interesting. I don't remember hearing anything else about this entire incident after that. Sam and I were not friends or even in the same class, so we never really spoke again. But yeah, that's the story of Sam and his hatred of Logan Paul. Moral of the story, don't set fires in school, I guess. Also, don't do rituals in school. That's also not the best idea. And yeah, that's probably a good message to carry on. Pass that one down to your kids if you remember it. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much the story. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe leave a like if you did, if you're feeling charitable today. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.